It's our Mohawk movie review with Dana Hahn Klein, and she's got the most beautiful Mohawk we have ever seen. So we decided to start using this rating system. 0 for the worst movie, 5 for the best. It's a big holiday weekend and a lot of movies coming out. What do you have for us today, Dana?
So I have Moana, which is Disney Animation's latest 3D feature. It's starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who I love, Ali'i Cavillo, and it has music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who you might know from Hamilton. He's just the top songwriter, producer, etc. right now. It's directed by John Musker and Roger Clements, who did Aladdin and Little Mermaid and Hercules, and this is their first 3D film. So it's the story of Moana, who's a young Polynesian girl, and she sets out to save her island from a sort of plague that's decimating the local resources and nature. And then she meets the demigod Maui, who's played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And then adventure ensues. The music is superb in this. It's so catchy. Lin-Manuel can do no wrong in my book and in most people's books, I think. He wrote, if not all of the songs. The Rock sings, which is interesting. Unexpected.
You mentioned that he's the most successful right now. He's also the wealthiest because of Hamilton and all the things he does. He is making a killing.
As is The Rock. The Rock is actually one of the top performing box office stars right now. And this is his first sort of animated feature. So The Rock sings in it. The animation's great. Visually, the movie's very cool. It's very tropical, very sort of Polynesian. Plot-wise, it's a Disney film, so there's not a ton of bandwidth for, straying from the typical storylines. And it's funny because everyone I've spoken to either loves or hates the character of Maui. There's not a middle ground, and that's The Rock's character. He's a bit arrogant, but I found him amusing. But it's very divisive, so I'd be interested to see what people feel after seeing this movie. I think there's a lot of hype surrounding it. Disney's pushing it hard, and I think they want it to be their next sort of Frozen, but I didn't quite get that from it. I really love the direction Disney Animation has been going in. Live action with all the remakes, not so much personally, but I love that this movie has a strong female lead. It's not a romantic plotline. There's no Disney prince involved. It's just sort of a focus on family and community, and I like that there was cultural diversity in this. I just have one ask of Disney because they're clearly listening. Just no more sidekicks, no more idiotic throwaway sidekicks. There's this chicken named Hey Hey in it that I personally just could not stand. And I'm not talking about sidekicks like Olaf or Sebastian or Timon and Pumbaa. They had value to me. But he did not.
Olaf.
Right, Olaf is adorable, and at least he speaks, but this chicken drove me insane. And it might just be me, and I might be cynical, but it just felt like a slapstick, throwaway character for making money in merchandising. So no to Hey Hey's. But that all being said, if you need to see a film with your family this weekend, because it is a long weekend, or you need to escape your family this weekend, I definitely recommend this movie. It was uplifting. It was fun. I feel like we still need an escape right now, and it was a great way to do that.
Totally.
I am going to give it 4.5 out of 5. That's how much I liked it.
Wow, that's great. Well, hopefully it'll be as big as Frozen.
I'm not saying that big, but I think it'll do well, and I think it's a really sweet movie.
Okay, what do you have for us next, Dana?
I have Allied, which is the World War II film starring Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard. And I know a ton of people are going to be tempted to see this movie because of all the sort of drama surrounding the personal lives of the stars.
Like me.
Just don't. Yeah, okay, all right. Unless you are a super World War II buff, I wasn't into it. And it's too bad. It just felt cookie cutter at best because Robert Zemeckis directed it and he did Forrest Gump and Back to the Future and Castaway. And this is his latest string of films have just to me. So anyway, Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard are spies and they get paired up in an assignment and they have to pretend to be married and then, oh wow, they fall in love and then actually get married. Surprise. And I'm not spoiling anything by saying this because it's all in the trailers, and the thing I really wish is that the trailers had not given so much away because it's very will they, won't they, are they spies, are they not?
Is it based on a true story?
I don't think so. I sincerely hope not. It was not well written. Somebody has to check that for me. But yeah. So anyway, later in their relationship, it comes to light that she might be a double agent, and they enter into a spy off. That was the most interesting part was them sort of playing off of each other. But I just felt like Brad Pitt was just such a cardboard cutout in it, and he was just sort of phoning it in. And I know people are going to see they're trying to see oh, do they have Mr. and Mrs. Smith levels of chemistry? I didn't feel that. I did not feel that they were I just was like a little bit bored. And like visually, it's this sweeping epic, and it's dramatic, but it just feels like we've seen it all before. It's well tread territory, and it felt stale and outdated to me. And I know there are going to be people who go and see it, and they love World War II epics and like that sort of thing.
Yeah, Arthur and I are huge World War II history guys, but if it's not steeped in real history, I'm not interested.
Exactly. So I'm going to say if you really want to see it, like I guess maybe you'll get something out of it. But if you're on the fence, like pass it or rent.
So how many Mohawks do you give this one, Dana?
2.5.
Oh.
I did not. I felt it was a waste of like resources and time, and like there are better things that everyone involved should be doing with their time, including the audience.
Oh, man. Crusher on that
I
one.
know some people are going to disagree with me on that one, but just like for me, I just was like, no, this got overhyped because of personal drama too much.
Well, I'll go see the Disney movie. Thank you, Dana. That's Dana Hahn Klein with the Mohawk movie review for this holiday weekend.